Milo, so you announced last night that you're retiring from playing football. How did you come about making the decision this weekend?
Just discussions with family and probably having discussions with myself. It's not been an easy decision to come to, but ultimately it's now is the right time for me. I've had, a year and a little bit out of the game where I've not been involved, but still had one eye on looking at potentially playing. But with everything that's sort of happened in the world now and the way that it is sort of how it's developed and shaping, it's just felt like it's something that I needed to do in order for me to move on and see what, move on to something else and maybe give me that kickstart to do that, because anyone who knows me knows that if I go into something, I'll, do it with every effort. And sometimes when you've got that sort of, you're umming and ahhing about what you're going to do with your playing career, you'll it can not hold you back, but it's you need to give something the right amount of attention. And I just felt with myself it's that's the decision that needed to be made, and ultimately that's why I've made it.
With what you're so known for at Palace, lifting the playoff trophy at Wembley, is it quite fitting that your career did end with a promotion from the Championship?
Yeah, well, it's the day before. We're speaking on the day of, but we're speaking of it was the day before, the night before. My two last teams are playing each other, so it is fitting. Obviously, got tremendous respect and tremendous memories through both clubs, but and I've seen that already pouring through with the messages that I've received, and I'll try to get through all of them as best as I can. But great playoff trophies are. I've lifted a couple, and I've been very privileged to do so. But listen, all in all, there's been some fantastic memories, fantastic people that I've met along the way, and people that I'll always keep in contact with, and there'll always be a fondness there with the clubs and everyone else within the game that I've met, and has had an influence on me.
Yeah, how much love do you still receive from Palace fans?
Yeah, probably the most, but it's mutual. It's obviously there's a big spot there for me, and my family for that matter. They all know, and we all know the importance of Crystal Palace in my journey, and without it looks totally different. So we never imagine it without it, and that journey from a playing point of view has come to an end. But like I said, we've got so many memories, and there's always one eye on Crystal Palace and what Crystal Palace is going to do in my household, that's for sure.
Your kid's still Palace mad, because I remember after you left, your wife got in contact with us and to ask us to put together a video which was all photos and videos of the time at Palace, because your kids, they'd only ever known you playing for Palace, and it was quite hard for them.
Yeah, it was. I think they obviously know that Crystal Palace is a big part of their lives, and was a big part of their lives, particularly the older ones that understand a little bit more. I can't say that they're only support Palace. They, obviously moving to Villa, and they're probably at an age now where they're kicking the ball around. So, they've taken an interest in that. But it never gets forgotten. I got sent a few kits, I think at the start of the season, and very, very welcomely received. And the boys are in them every now and then, and they remember. It'll be an interesting watch today. To be honest, we didn't watch the last game, but this one will be an interesting watch today for us. It'll be a good one.
Yeah, what can Palace expect from Villa today? They really have to win, don't they?
Yeah, to me, there's no alternative. They have to win. I think that'll suit Palace a little bit, because they're going to have to come out. It's going to be a toughie, but it's obviously it makes for a different game in the current circumstances, but you're playing against a team that has everything to play for, so it's going to be a tricky one. What happens, I don't know. I don't really want to predict, but yeah, it should be a good game.
Have you been watching much Palace recently?
Yeah, I've watched a little bit since the restart. I have, obviously, because we've had access to it all. I can't honestly say that I have before as much as I could with schedules and stuff, but yeah, always keep one eye on them for sure. I thought the other night was good in large parts. Shame we couldn't get anything at the end because they deserve something.
How proud are you of what you achieved at Palace as well, like getting the club up and then also staying there for so many years?
Listen, that's something that, you know, that's always going to be with me. That's always going to, I know what's what, and I know how it all came about, and I think the biggest thing for me is to still see them there, and having not been able to do it and being part of the team that did it and kept them there, you know, and I don't say that lightly, that's a part of a team, and it was never down to one person, but, you know, we had a tremendous team and a team ethic there and a team spirit, which is still evident today, which is a true testament to everyone that's there and the people that are involved and still involved. So, you know, it's great memories, great fondness, and you know, a relationship that was built around respect and mutual respect, and my respect for everyone at Palace is there and will continue to be there going forward.
How do you feel about how it ended at Palace? Did you feel like it was the right time, or was the one bad thing kind of having the captaincy taken off you just before you left?
Oh, how do you look at that? How do you say? I don't know. It's hard to say. I think with myself, it's not the ideal scenario, but it happened, and it happened for a reason. Would you have liked to stay? Potentially, yeah. Obviously. I mean, there's no. But do I regret moving to Aston Villa? No way. The opportunity presented itself. I sort of knew where I stood at my time at Palace in regards to maybe the future and potential re-signings and stuff of contracts or whatever, but we just got on with it. It wasn't about, you know, it wasn't easy to leave, I can tell you that much. It wasn't easy to leave, but something that like I said, with so much fondness and so many memories. You know, the journey I went on through my time was one of the best in my career, and one of the ones that helped shape the best moments in my career, and for that I'll be forever grateful.
But looking back on your whole career, have you, when you were a kid, first starting out playing, achieved more than you ever thought? Because with Australia, winning the Asia Cup and playing at World Cups, scoring at a World Cup.
Probably. I had an interesting text from an old manager of mine from the national team who said something like, it was something to do with dreams, and what dreams were you having as a kid? I want some of them. But yeah, look, it's that. But I never, you know, it was to dream playing professional football, but where that can take you depends. And I was just one of the fortunate ones to be able to do it for so many years, and at a good level, and to see so many places, so many things. And I think for me, it's more about meeting the people that I did, and the ones that made an impression on me along the way. I'm hoping that I've helped some people along the way as well. You know, it was always my intention as a teammate and as a student of the game to help people along their journey. But like I said, I've enjoyed every single moment, all the obstacles, all the challenges. I've thrived in the environment, and like I said, it's time for something new.
Yeah, well, brings on to the final question. What's the next chapter?
Well, the next chapter is yet to be written, but I don't know. I'd like to hope that and think that I'd still be involved in the game. I am, you know, it's well known that I'm doing my coaching badges and stuff like that, so we'll see where that lies. But whatever it is, I'm looking forward to it. I'm really excited at the challenge, and yeah, only time will tell.